All right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday and a busy month of suppliers. Usually October, we see a lot of people because, we don't see people in November. We're just too busy in the months of November, December, selling wine in the store to be hanging out drinking all day long. And you notice the drinking schedule also goes down to nothing as we get into December. I apologize to you, our wine drinking people, about that, but I just have no time to hang out and drink in December. We are just too busy, and that's even without promoting the gift box business. We haven't sent our catalog out in like 4 years. So don't worry, though. We're back to our normal schedule come January again, and we just take like a half of a month or 3/4 of a month off December. That's it. And a lot of good stuff in the store, though. The folks from Honata stopped by, and this is a property that's kind of a unique area. It just got its own AVA, Ballard County, just last year, I think. And San Ynez Valley is what it has on the label on all their estate wines. And they were told when they bought the property that they wouldn't be able to grow anything there. So they planted like 10 different varietals to see what would work. And 5 years later, they found out everything had worked. So the property's 600 acres, only 80 planted to vine. And they've had to graft over a few things. But for the most part, really surprising that, everything that the critics or the experts told them wouldn't work did. So the Pairings White's kind of their entry level. And these wines don't have varietals on the label, just a knife. And it's kind of interesting. When you say California white wine, California red wine, people usually think very inexpensive. And these wines are not, because they are estate bottle wines. They're made from the younger vines. The white is a blend of Sauvignon Blanc, Semillon, and Viognier. And Stan bought Charlie out. Charlie Banks was involved in this also. And the Screaming Eagle, people from Screaming Eagle own this as well. And in 2009, the Cronkies now, Ann and Stan own this completely. And a very bright and fresh wine on the nose. White grapefruits, green melon, a hint of gravelly stone like minerality. Good amount of that cantaloupe melon and white citrus showing through on the palate. There are zesty mineral notes to the finish. A very good little white wine for $22. The Pairings Red, a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Petit Verdot, Sangiovese, and Syrah. They make quite a bit more of this. They make about 10,000 cases of this wine, and they only make about 1,000 cases of the white. This wine's got a lovely red berry, kind of currant berry fruit showing sweet tobacco spice, fresh earth. These wines have a distinct minerality to them that is from this AVA where they're from. And the red one, even the entry-level wine has got a really nice amount of good dark berry fruit showing on the tongue with that distinct earth, dark spices, soy, some tannins here on the finish. Nice structure. $27, not an inexpensive wine, but a really good little entry-level wine. And then the Honata Red Todos. Todos means everything, and this is everything they make. They put all 10 varietals in this. 2008 was a cooler, long vintage. This wine is Syrah, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc predominant. And so last year it was Cabernet Sauvignon predominant, or Cabernet Sauvignon was the largest portion of the blend. And this was a late vintage. They were out until the end of September. The grapes on the vines, a host of dark spices on the nose there, violet floral notes, fresh plowed earth to that dark berry fruit. Really big and chewy on the tongue. The host of dark spices, sweet tobacco, fine tannins. Very big but has good freshness. All these wines, 15% alcohol, the 09s, and still very balanced and fresh. Excellent juice and $52.50. Like I said, for a kitchen sink type blend, that is expensive. But hey, Michel Roland was the guy that came up with it, so you got to pay him. And he created this wacky blend and said, we'll put all 10 varietals in there. And it's not the leftovers, okay? You think maybe that's what happens. Everything's left over. We just put in this blend and call it Todos. Well, no, actually they make the single vineyard wines first, and then they make the Todos, and then they make the pairing wines. Anyways, this wine is it's got a lot of the 2009 vintage of it, a lot of dark cherry and currant berry fruit, a little richer here. The 2009, I thought, dark soy, mocha, really big and chewy, lots of dark berry fruit, fine tannins, really nice freshness. Again, at 15+% alcohol. Don't hate me because I'm alcoholic. That's why you're drinking me. A lot of black spice and that earthiness showing through this wine, that earthy profile showing through all the wines. Excellent juice. I like the 09 just a tad bit better. The 2009 El Alma de Honata. This is their Cabernet Franc blend. It's got 20% Cabernet, 10% Merlot. They made none in 2010. So I guess that wasn't a good vintage, but they only make 500 cases of this wine. Cabernet Franc, not the easiest thing to sell. There's a single varietal at $131 a bottle. Hoo-ah! They're proud of this, but hey, it's the highest rated Cabernet Franc in California, according to the Wine Advocate. So anyways, this wine's got a lot of dark spices on the nose, blackberry, black cherry fruit, violet floral notes, a big and chewy wine with layers of dark spice, dark cocoa, really firm tannins. But again, this wine's got really nice balance in it. I'd like to see this wine in several years from now. It's really big and chewy right now, but still balanced and fresh on the end. A lot of that dark earth and spice showing. Most excellent juice. Like I said, $131. These wines are not inexpensive. The El Deficio, which is a blend of 80% Cab 10 Merlot and 5 Cab Franc, 5 Petit Verdot. Defiance, well, because the folks at Chateau Latour that came and did the soil samples said you'll never plant Cabernet here. So in their name, they've labeled this wine Deficio, which means defiance. And this wine is really big here, too. A lot of that dark currant and dark cherry fruit. Big and chewy on the tongue. Firm tannins. This wine's also, like I said, 15+% alcohol. It needs a little bit of time to come together. Cabernets, young Cabernets, well, this one's really dark and just a lot of tannin. But it's got a lot of earth, a lot of fruit, a lot of earth, and a lot of everything else. A really long layered finish. This wine just needs a little bit of time. I'd like to have it in 5, 7, 8, 10 years from now. The La Sangre de Honata was next, and well, Honata is Indian for oak tree, and Sangre means blood, so I guess they like to make I don't know what the hell those two names where you tie them together at all. But anyways, blood and Syrah. This is a very dark colored wine. This has got a little bit of Viognier in the blend, co-fermented in there. Matt Deese is the winemaker. He's been there since day one. Of course, Michel Roland helps out with the blends. This wine has got a lot of dark, deep color, 15.5% alcohol, plum, cherry, liqueur-like fruit, really dark and rich, dark spices, cocoa, espresso, coffee, really rich and layered, but Syrah has this lovely silkiness to the texture there, so a lot more drinkable than the Cabernet Sauvignons, but this one needs a little time also. It has that distinct earthy character that you get from this Ballard County wines, and Honata making some great stuff. You want to check these wines out. All right, that's what I had to drink with Honata Vineyards. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.